Nothing can stop me. Cause I'm addicted to what you and I realize. Lead the way, I follow. No need to say where we are heading now, babe. I follow to the edge of it all. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find no matter what. Yeah, susceptible now, before the moment flies, before it flies. So tell your good night, 'cause I'll find no matter what. Susceptible now, before the moment flies.
Shout out to you gentlemen on a wonderful Friday evening. Hope you guys have had a great week thus far. I had a good week. Have no complaints. Even though wifey is in Medellin enjoying some time with the family. Appreciate you guys being here as my family here on Andre and Andrea's Love Crossing Borders. Let's put some music on because we got some intros to do and everything else. Tonight's topic is going to be a great one. Why is that, Andre? Why is that? That's because we know that even though they've had the tariff wars going on between the United States and China for the last, let's say, 5 to 6 months, we've only heard about what's really going on between China and the United States and comparing both countries by way of politics. We've only heard what we're supposed to know about China, what we're supposed to understand about China by way of politics since we were born. And the Chinese have probably heard the same thing by way of the political landscape controlling their social media like ours is controlled. But then there are many of us on social media, from Red Note to TikTok to YouTube, that are sharing our experiences as Americans in China. And among those are Black male citizens. Yes, Black men in record numbers. I know you've got our brother Danny, who's been over there for over 10 years. Shout out to Danny and his YouTube channel. But there are other guys that are over there that are flourishing just as much as Danny is in China. So we're going to look at that. We're going to look at, like I always say, the 3 L's. Why a person would leave the United States or Canada or UK. First L, like I always say, is lifestyle. You want a better lifestyle. Second L, I always say, is laws, which includes better political landscapes or just different political landscapes, or just not dealing with the political or landscapes or the laws that are in our countries anymore. And the third L is always love, or the ladies. So we're going to be looking at that United States versus China. Why is it that Black men are relocating in record numbers and finding happier lives in Asia? Shout out to all you guys that are here today. Appreciate every one of you gentlemen. Remember, tomorrow is a Rumble night. Shout out to all you guys over there that's watching for Rumble right now. Tomorrow is a Rumble night. That means that we're going to be watching a double feature movie. Our movie tomorrow on Rumble. If you have not subscribed to the Rumble channel, I will be dropping the link. But the Rumble channel, we watch every Saturday evening. We watch double header movies. This week will be The 5 Elements, which is the second video or the second movie from the guys that were in the 5 Deadly Venom, the famous Kung Fu movie. And we're going to be watching the 5 Heartbeats. So I'll be dropping the link for you guys right now over there on Rumble. Rumble, Young Men, Rumble. Appreciate all you guys that are coming in right now. We got 19 in the building. Click that like button. We like you. We really do. Make sure that you like us to shout out to you guys that are here. Let me scroll down a little bit. With that, we're going to talk about Rumble once more in a little while. But as for now, gentlemen, let's take a look, see at who's in the building, such as my man Kenny People representing. Shout out to Kenny being here, numero uno. Appreciate you being here, Kenny, and appreciate all the videos that you share with me. I really do. He said, I thought China wasn't looking for brothers. That's what a lot of us have been sold and told. That's what a lot of us have been. They said, hey, did they not tell us that South America's not looking for brothers until brothers came? Did they not tell us that in South America, Brazil and Colombia and Venezuelans weren't looking for brothers until brothers came? They told us that we were only accepted in certain parts of Africa until brothers went. Southeast Asia, they tried to sell us that brothers couldn't go to Korea. Brothers wouldn't be able to find good ladies in Philippines. There is no way that you find love in Thailand until the brothers came. I'm starting to learn there's a pattern. Well, they'll never accept you in Europe. Then we went to Poland, we went to Germany, we went to Iceland. In every place that brothers land, it seems somehow, some way, the brothers are a commodity. So shout out to all you black men out there, because no matter where you plant your feet, somehow, some way, whether it be back home in the United States, Canada. So speaking of Canada,
I told this guy where I was from. He said, oh, Canada.
Shout out to Black Nubian being in the building. Or whether it be back in UK or Australia, it seems somehow, some way, you black men are in demand. And wherever you go, jealousy follows. Yes, there are times when the local men, some, not all, will be jealous of you brothers. Not often, but every once in a while, because they're used to having everything their way. They're used to the machisto way. They're used to the way of how they do things. And then here we come to their countries and introducing them to a new variety of manhood. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is a great time to be a black man. I kid you not. A black man with a passport and a few dollars in his pocket. This is a great time to be a black man. I don't know about post-slavery. I don't know about slavery. I don't know about pre-slavery. I don't know about when we were running the Egyptian empire, the Babylonian empire, the Babylonian, Egyptian. I'm trying to go back to some of the first civilizations. I don't know about then, but as for now, I relish in the fact that I am a black man with a passport, and I have a choice to live in any parts of the world. And if I get one country that works my nerve, guess what? I can pack up like the Beverly Hillbillies and move to a different location, enjoying a new life. I love it. I love it. Shout out to all you passport bros, blue book gentlemen, black expats. Appreciate all you guys for all that you do by being examples around the world. My man Don, aka Don the JP, is in the building. We're going to talk about something, a new phenomena that's taking place among black men as well. We're going to talk about a phenomena that's taking place among black men that many cultures do not like about black men. There are women globally that don't like this about black men. There are women domestically that have decided that they don't like this about black men. There are white men that can't stand this about the modern day black man. And we're going to talk about this particular thing in a few moments after these intros. Shout out to my man David Dice of the Dice family. He said, big bro, Andre is back. Back with another live. Yes, sir. 3 in a row with another live. Let's go. Yes, sir. Shout out to my man Ronin Travelers out there, man. Make sure you drop the link to your channel, Rolling Travelers, so brothers can follow you and Fearless, as well as Black Man Travel. Shout out to all three of you brothers. Great content that you guys always create. And shout out to you from Colombia to the Philippines. Good morning to you, kind sir. Good morning to you. As well as my man Tori is in the building. Yes, sir. Tori says this. He said, Dre, been dropping more bombs. two wars I've been in combined. Shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. He said, I can't think of another place that gives so much knowledge and information. And that's our point. You guys know the motto of the channel. What's the motto? We are here to help you find love across borders or fall in love with the borders that you cross. And so you may not find the ladies over there, but you might find the land that you might love. I'll say that again. Our channel is dedicated to, if you don't find the lady that you love, you might find the land that you love. Shout out to all you guys. Once again, shout out to my boy Camilo in the building. He said, Andre, nice to see you. Nice to see you as well, Camilo. Appreciate you being here, brother. I really do. I appreciate you being here. Shout out to Camilo being here. He said, man, y'all sleeping, man. Talking about China ain't into brothers. Shh. Shh. My second girlfriend was from China. Or was she? No, Lisa was from the Philippines. No, she wasn't. She wasn't Chinese. I dated Chinese, but Lisa was from the Philippines. Shout out to the Philippines people. And also shout out to them Detroit boys.
You better back the fuck up out my face, goddammit. I'm from Detroit, Michigan. Don't play with me.
Don't play with us, Detroit boys. You know how we are. You know how we get. Shout out to my man Joseph in Cambodia, currently living with the Blasian ladies. If you want to get your Blasian on, Cambodia is one of the countries you go to. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. A lot of dudes. Hey, Joseph. A lot of brothers sleeping on Cambodia. A lot of brothers sleeping on Cambodia, man. Yes, they are. But not this one. I know what you got going on over there. Shout out to you. He said, definitely feeling happy out here. I know that you are. Once again, we're going to talk in a few moments. We're going to talk about a phenomenon that's taking place among black men that black women cannot stand, that white men cannot stand. And you'll find some people in other cultures cannot stand about you as a black man. We're going to talk about that in a few moments after I get done with these intros. He said, yep, they don't want us to leave America too, bro. That's it. That's it. Shout out to my man Chris in the building. Shout out to Christopher, Mr. Sterling himself of the Sterling family in the year of our Lord 2025. Before we continue on with the shout outs, let's continue on looking at the videos, the movies that we watched so far on Rumble. So all you guys that haven't signed up for our Rumble yet, like I said, every Saturday evening, starting at 8 o'clock, we usually look at Rumble movies, a double feature. Last week was Pam Grier and Friday Foster, her third movie in her series. This one came out in 1975. Friday Foster was really good too. Really good. Friday Foster was good. We watched Boomerang with Eddie Murphy. We watched Penitentiary 2, Strictly Business. A couple weeks ago, we had a good time watching the Warriors come out and play. We watched Richard Pryor, Which Way Is Up? That was funny. We watched Blue Avenue and House Party 2. We watched Beat Street and had a great time. We watched Crush Groovin'. So we watched that as a double feature. We watched Dead Presidents and Penitentiary, the first one. That was great. We watched The Last Dragon and House Party. We also got a chance to see Shaft, the original Shaft. Had a great time. Also watching Jackie Chan Rumble in the Bronx. We got a chance to enjoy Kung Fu Master, and then we got a chance to see our man Richie Mack as the zombie pimp in the movie Hollywood Shuffle. We had a good time with that. Shout out to Robert Townsend. We got a chance to watch the original 5 Deadly Venom karate movie. We're going to watch the part 2 of that this weekend, which is the 5 elements of Kung Fu. We're going to watch that when we got a chance to enjoy Coolie High. Why do I say goodbye to what we had? We got a chance to watch Coolie High. We watched Superfly so far. We've already watched Pam Grier 1974 and Coffee, as well as we got a chance to watch Dolomite, get our laugh on. We watched Three the Hard Way with Fred Williamson, Jim Brown, and Jim Kelly. Yes, sir. We got the round 2 to that one coming up. We got the round 2 of that one coming up. We got to watch the famous pimp movie, Pimp of all pimp movies. One of them, Truck Turner. And then we watched Uptown Saturday Night. Then we also watched, go back to when we originally got started. We watched Let's Do It Again. Boom, ba boom, 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 ba doom, boom, ba doom, boom. Let's do it again. With Richard Pryor. With Bill Cosby and Sidney Poitier. And we also watched Car Wash that week. We watched the 36 Chambers of Shaolin. That was good. At the same time, we watched The Mac. So we watched quite a few movies, gentlemen, over the last couple of months. So all you got to do is just subscribe to the channel. And on Saturday evenings, get your drink in hand, get your popcorn, get yourself your sandwiches, and just your beers, and hang out with your boys. Just hang out with your boys on the Saturday evening if you're not doing anything, man. If you're not out there, you know, enjoying your Saturday evening, you can always enjoy your Saturday evening with us. Shout out to all you guys out there. And shout out to our sponsor once again, my man Nick in the building with the $10 left. Shout out to Nick. Nick is so what? Guess what I was about to say? Nick said they can't stand that we as black men have legit options once we leave the United States. He is absolutely correct. He is absolutely correct. There are people out there that, you know, black men doing your own thing, living your life. We're going to continue. We're going to go directly piggybacking off of what Nick was saying. We're just going to go to the topic at hand before we go to the video. Nick is correct. There's a phenomena that is taking place among black men that white men do not like. Black women cannot stand. And we are finding that there are others around the world, not most people, but just some people around the world cannot stand seeing this when it comes to black men. And what that is, shout out to my man Ronan. And that is that black men are starting to smile in record numbers. And the last thing white males want to see in record numbers are black men smiling because you're happy. Black women cannot stand to see black men using your passports, traveling, posting so many videos, photos all over social media. You can't go to one platform anymore without seeing one of us black men cheesing, smiling, at peace and happy. Many white men in the United States can't stand it, from the politicians to the everyday redneck on the top of the hills that's still sleeping with his mama, cousin, uncle. Can't stand that. You got so many jealous sisters that Kevin Samuels told the black woman to smile, but they wouldn't. But guess who's doing it today in record numbers? Black men. You go all over social media and see black men that are traveling. The one thing that comes along with a passport is a smile. I used to see you guys in the States, you be on a photo, family photo, church photo, photo with your kids, photo with your mama, photo at your own graduation. And then you got a passport. And I don't know what's been going on. Many of us even got dental work just because we smile so much. And we want our smiles to look good. We are so at peace and so happy and so stress-free when we are outside the United States, and we're posting so many videos and so much photos and so much information and showcasing all the women and the men and the people that we're hanging out with in all these other countries, Black men from United States, Canada, UK, Australia, certain parts of Africa, as well as other locations around the world are starting to have this major phenomena take place that no one expected. Black men are actually smiling. Kevin Samuels told a Black woman to smile, and to this day, I have been trying my best to make sure that the Black man smiles. So if you're taking photos outside the United States as a Black man now, all that mean mugging, you keep that in the States, player. That's how you take photos in the States. You could be married to your wife in the States 25 years and y'all happy. This is a couple that's been married 25 years in the United States. This is how they look. It doesn't matter what photo you take. Black men in the United States look like we got a warrant out for our arrest. And then once we leave the United States, all these other women have taught us to smile. I see Black men, you can tell a Black man that like it's his first time in the country and he taking photos. It's the funniest thing. Some of you guys don't notice it, but I do. You can see a Black man when he first come to Colombia and he started taking photos, like the first 5 or 6 photos, he's still like this. The Colombiana like this. Right around photo 6, all of a sudden that Black man that ain't smiled in a photo a day in his life. Why? Because that woman has brought something out of him, and these women have introduced us to something that the women in the United States did not introduce us to: smiling. That there is nothing wrong with a Black man happy, at peace, and smiling. And the women in the Philippines are showing us how to smile on photos. The women in Thailand, the women in Australia, the women in certain parts of Africa, the Venezuelan women down here, they smiling. And they teaching us that ain't nothing wrong with a Black man smiling. There's nothing wrong with it. But there are those out there that cannot stand to see your Black ass smiling. Shout out to Keith in the building. He say, chat, I still got to get that information over to you, Keithan. Let me write that one down because I'm gonna have some late night work to do anyway. About the chefs. I got you, bro. Okay. He say, see y'all in 4 days. Countdown to the Afro-Colombian Festival. Sunday's live stream will be about the festival. The Afro-Colombian Festival taking place here in Cali, Colombia. This up and coming week. The Flower Festival was this week in Medellin, and I heard that was excellent. So yes, Black man smiling. Salute to all you guys. Jay Anderson the Great. My man T-Mac in the building. My man DJ Davis showing them teeth. So when you guys look at this video today, a Black man in China, don't be surprised if that phenomena is showcased in this video. Black men are happy. It's nothing wrong with that. Black men should have been stress-free or very little stress. Black men having peace. There's nothing wrong with that. And showcasing it in a smile. Guess what? There's nothing wrong with that. Because the one thing I can say, if you try to do that mean mug while you with these Colombian women, it ain't gonna work, bro. Your photo gonna look stupid. You all like this. And you got 5 Colombian women in that photo, and they all cheesing away. I never valued my smile while I was in the States. Never did. I valued my teeth, but I never valued my smile. Ever since I left the United States, I'm one cheesing motherfucker. I had one of my female friends tell her friends, she said, my boy moved to Colombia, you can't keep his mouth closed. You can't keep him from smiling. She said, true story. My friend told me, she said, Andre, I ain't never seen you smile. She said, I tell all my female friends, my homeboy moved to another country and you can't keep a smile off that man's face. That's the new trend, the new phenomena that's taking place among black men that hasn't happened to us and probably in centuries, if not decades. So black men, enjoy your smile. Enjoy your smile. Because if you don't, hey, I'm gonna enjoy mine. Shout out to all you guys out there. All you smiling brothers. All you brothers out there smiling while you enjoying your passports. Shout out to you. Shout out to you. He said, Big Shay said, that's big facts. Yes, sir, with the big smile. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I see dudes that don't smile on their photos now when they're in other countries. It looks awkward. Like, that's something wrong with that photo. I'm looking all in the background, like something wrong with that photo. I can't put my finger on it. I'm looking at the ladies. I'm looking at the outfit he got on. No, he dressed right. Something wrong. What's wrong with that photo? Oh, the Negro ain't smiling in his photo while he's in Vietnam. That's what's wrong with the photo. I literally look at photos that don't have any smiles on them. There's something got to be wrong. Give me a little smirk. Be like Austin Holloman. Give me a little smirk. Can I get a smirk? You know, at least on Austin photos, if he's not smiling, he'll give you a nice little smirk. Can a brother get a smirk? Some of you are professional smirkers. Don't throw that away. Use that. He said, yes, sir. I'm proud of my smiling. Yes, sir. Passport bros for the win. Yes, sir. He said, yeah, the women do not like us smile. Man, that's bruh. Do you know how many women on social media are pissed? Not because we travel, bruh. They don't care nothing about us travel. They care that we're traveling and that we're happy. And that their photos aren't full of smiles. There are some women out there that have a smile on their photos, but a lot of women that got complaints and they do not smile on their photos. Not like we do. We be cheesing. Cheesing. He said, quick question. How long should a recon trip be? Shout out to Tori. He said, I think 2 weeks. It depends on where you're going. Let's say you're here in Colombia. If you're going to be here in Colombia for 2 weeks and you're doing recon, do 3 cities. There is no way in the world you should be doing recon here in Colombia with just 1 city. Not in 2 weeks. Why? Because each major city is only an hour ride away from each other. That's how close they are. So you could go from Medellin 3-4 days in Medellin, like Richie Mack and I are going to do in September. Once we get done with the Black Manosphere Conclave, shout out to you guys that we're going to meet at the Conclave. Once we get done with the Black Manosphere Conclave, Richie and I are going to fly into Medellin. We're going to do 3 to 4 days in Medellin. Then, since Cartagena is only an hour flight away, we're going to do 3 or 4 days in Cartagena. Since Cali is only an hour away, and I live here, he's going to do at least 3-4 days in Cali. So if it were me, there is no way I'm doing 2 weeks in 1 city. I don't care if I met a chick. I wouldn't care. If I met a chick, I'm gonna fly to the other city. Look, okay, girl, I got your information. I keep up with you. I'm flying to this next city. Why? Because you're doing recon. You want to see which city gels with your daily routines. I'll say that again. That's why I have this in the book. It's inside of the book. You can go to Amazon and get your copy. You want a city that gels with your routine. Remember what I always say, not the vacation you, the relocation you. The relocation you is doing recon for your routines. I'll say it again. Whatever your daily routines is, if you're a guy that likes to go fishing, bowling, golfing, lifting weights, just go for a quiet walk. If you're a guy that likes to meditate in the morning, pray in the morning, if you're a guy that likes to read, are you a coffee dude? Are you a dude that needs quiet? Are you a dude that's kind of like laid back? You don't need a bunch of tourists around you. And you like, you know what? Because like me, I lived in Orlando and Tampa for 14 years. I do not want to be around any more tourists. So Medellin was off the table. Not because Medellin is a bad city, but because of Medellin is a tourist city, just like Orlando and Tampa, right? I wanted to go, I was done. I was burnt out on tourists. Cartagena, that doesn't gel with my routine. So Cartagena was off the list. Why? Too many tourists. Reminds me of Orlando, Tampa, Daytona, Miami. I'm burnt out on being around a bunch of tourists. Give me a few people that come down every once in a while, and then they either stay to live or they leave. That gelled with my routine. So you want to go to each one of these cities, not because of the vacation you. The vacation you is out to have fun and enjoy yourself, spend a few dollars, meet some ladies. That's the vacation you. The relocation you wants to say, hey, these are my routines. This city is a pot. Can this city take all the ingredients of my routines and make a good meal for me? If it can't, go to the next city or the next country. But do not let the vacation you, the fact that you had fun on vacation in DR, be your decision maker. Because once you live in DR, for example, and you live outside of Sosua, for example, you're going to be disappointed. Because you're going to realize that, oh, wow, I live here now. This is not a lifelong vacation. So that's why I put all the steps to that in the book. And that's one of the 44 laws of travel. So that's one of my 44 laws of travel. Everything that we just talked about. Do not let the vacation you dictate what the relocation you is supposed to do. Great question. Great question. Yep. I'm in Bedenkia. Shout out to Bedenkia. Once again, he say, and I'm showing hella teeth. Yes, sir. I'm smiling. Get your smile on. Yes, sir. He say, planning to escape the United States in a year. Countdown. Yes, sir. And shout out to AMSM in the building. He say, man, ain't no tourists come to see you. Otis, ain't no, for real. They wouldn't even come to see me. My family wouldn't come to see me in Florida. I saw everybody else in the world but my family. So at the end of the day, I'm trying to be in a space where it's no more tourists, no more snowbirds, meaning that people used to come down to Florida in record numbers, like right after September, October, when it starts to get cold up north. You see all these people that own property in Florida coming down to Florida in the wintertime. And it was like, I ain't got to deal with that mess no more. Tori said this, my priority is more related to work after I do Theo's classes. Shout out to Theo. I got to send my Theo to this live stream too. He said 58, which I'll be in a couple of months. He said 58, I just need to relax and be able to do my work. That's why I love Cali as my back cave. I kid you not. He said women will be there. Absolutely correct. Not worried about that right off the bat. Absolutely correct. Great escape plan put together. Yes, sir. That's exactly how you want to do it. That's why I chose Cali. All the reasons that you just put up, Tori, that's why I chose Cali. It's a great city. It's a city town. It's the third largest city, but it has a quieter, more town appeal about it. Compared to Medellin, this is the funny part, like I always say, we got more nightclubs, we got more strip clubs. I think we got the same amount of strip clubs. We got more nightclubs, we got more restaurants. We're the sports capital of Colombia, not Medellin, not Bogota. Cali is the sports capital of Colombia. We're the salsa capital of the world. Every year, starting next week, once again, this will be our the 29th annual Afro-Colombian Festival. So every year, over 500,000 Black people from around the world come to Cali. That doesn't include the salsa event that happens in October, the salsa competition, where 30 schools come from around the world. And then you've got in December, La Feria, the salsa festival. So I like the fact that Cali is it does have its more laid back, quieter, peaceful side. You know, a lot of dudes that come here, they do tech. We got a lot of guys here doing day trading. Quite a few dudes got online businesses here. And it's the same thing in Medellin. But Medellin, hey, Medellin, y'all got to be real with it. Y'all just got too many tourists. The prices are 40% higher. This apartment here that we're paying $625 a month, 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom, extremely large, gated community. We'd be paying at least in excuse me, for the area that we're in, excuse me, for the area that we're in, we'd be paying, instead of $600, probably $1,200 to $1,500 a month unfurnished in Medellin for the location that we're in. We're in the upper middle class location. If we were living in Medellin, all of $1,500 to $1,800 just because of location. Hell no. I might as well stay in the States if I'm paying them prices. Not saying Medellin doesn't have other areas that's bang for your buck, but Medellin has so many tourists and so many expats living there. No. Cartagena, and I would go crazy dealing with Medellin airport and Cartagena's airport as far as getting in and out of the city. Cali airport, you in the airport, you coming in customs, what, 10, 15 minutes? Compared to hours? Yeah, that was a good live stream with Obi Lane last night. That was a real good one. Shout out to all you guys that are here. Shout out to For Profit being in the building as well. He said, learning how to day trade right now. Yeah. Yep. We got a nice little community of ex-retired, ex-military guys here. Guys that are tech guys that are down here. We got a really nice community. We aren't famous. Everyone's, this is the funny part. Usually when you find that somebody got drugged in Cali, they always, like 9 times out of 10, backtrack it to somebody that came from Medellin. I got drugged in Cali. Where was she from? Medellin. I ain't hating on y'all Medellin, but it's not a coincidence. He said, I've already been to South Korea, Seoul, South Korea. Really nice, man. Really nice. As an introvert, says Nick, he said, the fewer people around me, the better. For me, I'm not introverted, as you guys can tell, but I'm a homebody. I'm one of them dudes, if I'm not going to the gym or to the church or hanging out with you guys, man, I might be in the house 3 or 4 days until I see some sunlight. But that's just because I'm so busy and I'm just used to being a homebody. Not like an old dude, but Andre is a homebody. We're both just some homebody people. And so I like being in a city that when I want to go travel to any parts of the world, I can have my fun and everything, and I can come back home and it's quiet. All I hear is little kids. I can go outside to the swimming pool and enjoy the swimming pool. I can walk down the street to the Smart Fit. Smart Fit is like the LA Fitness. I can walk down the street to Smart Fit gym, enjoy myself, have a good time. Oh, I need to go to the grocery store. Cool. Oh, you guys are in town. Let's meet up at so-and-so and so-and-so. This movie is out. I can go see this movie. I can go to whatever event. Let's hit this small town outside of outside of Cali. Whatever I want to do, but then I could come home and it's quiet. My neighborhood is quiet. Dude, it's so quiet in our complex. It's so quiet. Women are not allowed to wear heels after 8 o'clock walking through the complex. Your dog, you can't put it on the balcony. After 8 o'clock, all dogs must be inside. And it better not be one of them dogs that bark all night, or you're going to have to get rid of that dog in this complex. It's that quiet in this neighborhood. You got thousands of people. You wouldn't even know it. You wouldn't even know it. I'll say that again. Females aren't even allowed to wear heels. Man, my Raiders disappointed me yesterday. They could have won that game and got a blocked field goal. Really? And Ashton Genty? I wasn't expecting him to come out and just kill it. But it wasn't him. I could easily see our offensive line is trash. And I see Ashton Gentry, he gonna have to be like Barry Sanders and open up his own way, his own lanes. Because the Raiders played like trash. Shout out to my man Zero, them Be More dudes, the Maryland dudes, and DC dudes. Shout out to you being here. Hola, hola, hola. Shout out to you. Let's get started with the, why do I just realized I got the light flashing. Hold on for a second. I just realized I had the neon. My bad. I must have pushed the wrong button. Yeah, I got my fantasy football team already set up. Let me see what you guys think of my team, my fantasy team for this year. I got my fantasy team set up before we go to the video, talking about why is it that black men are finding themselves happier in Japan. All right, let's look at my team. Let's look at my team. My quarterback is okay. My quarterback is Jalen Hurts. I got Jalen Hurts as my quarterback. I got Mike Evans from Tampa. You know, Mike has gotten 1,000 yards every year of his career. So Tampa gonna feed him because they'll keep that record going. I got Cortland Sutton. He just got a contract with Denver, and Cortland has always been a good quarterback with Denver. He got Bo Nix, the young kid, as a quarterback. I got Bijan Robinson, the running back from Atlanta. Bijan is a great receiver. He got 14 touchdowns last year. He got 300 or 400 yards receiving, and he got 1,400 yards running the ball. I got Bucky Irvin, running back from Tampa. Shout out to Bucky. I got Hutchinson for my tight end from Minnesota. And the reason why I chose Minnesota's tight end is because Addison, you know, you got Justin Jefferson on one end, you got Addison as the receiver on the other end. Addison had a DUI last year. He's going to be missing 3, 4, 5 games through suspension. So who's going to take those passes? The tight end. I got my faithful dude, James Conner from Arizona. Ever since he left Pittsburgh, man, he's been a faithful one to me. I got the Raiders kicker, because I had to have at least one Raider, and he was actually pretty good. I got Buffalo's defense. On my bench, I got Calvin Ridley as a receiver. I got Jacoby Myers from the Raiders. He was pretty good last year. I got Tracy, the running back for New York. I got McCarthy as my backup, you know, Minnesota's quarterback, the young kid that from Michigan that got hurt last year. This will be his first year, but I hear that he's pretty good. On my bench, I also have Tyler Algiers, just in case Bijan gets hurt. Everybody knows Atlanta's backup is Tyler Algiers, and he's pretty good. And I'll also have the running back for Denver, the Ricky Harvey. Let's see what he's going to do. So I always keep at least one rookie on my bench, and this is PPR. Yes, sir, gentlemen. PPR. And the reason why I got Jalen Hurts as my quarterback, of course, he's got 2 excellent receivers in Smith and I forget his name, the number 1 receiver for the Eagles, but he's got 2 excellent running receivers. He's got Bijan Robinson as a receiver running back. He also runs. Jalen Smith also runs. Jalen Hurts also runs for at least 300-400 yards every year. I believe he got 14 touchdowns last year. Just running the ball, he got 14 touchdowns. So Jalen, when I pick my quarterbacks, I pick my quarterbacks, running quarterbacks. I don't just pick a running quarterback. I pick a quarterback that not only runs, but gets touchdowns with his runs, kind of like Josh Allen does. Anybody can get a running quarterback, but if he ain't scoring no touchdowns with those runs, but when you got a running quarterback like Bo Nix, Drake May with New England. These dudes are not only just running, they're scoring. Of course, Lamar Jackson and B. Moore. So if you got a running quarterback that's scoring, that's like an extra tight end and a quarterback combo. So I'm getting an extra 7 to 8 touchdowns by the legs of this quarterback, as well as him dropping back and throwing the ball. And that's why I picked my quarterbacks. He said, what pick did you have to get Bijan Robinson? I was pick number 3. That's how I ended up with Bijan, Jalen Hurts, Mike Evans, Bucky Irvin, Hutchinson as my tight end from Minnesota, James Conner in my flex. I got Carlson, which actually was the #1 kicker or field goal kicker in the NFL last year, or at least in the top 3 for Oakland. You know, Oakland will never go into the end zone. They always want to kick a field goal. And Buffalo as my defense. And then with defense, I always trade in and out per game anyway. So I'm never locked into the defense, and I'm never really locked into my kickers, because I can have a kicker, but then if I know a kicker that's doing better that week, I'm going to switch my kicker and my defense is out. But shout out to you guys. I have played fantasy football for the last 15 years. I've won 6 championships. I've come in second place 4 times, third place about 4 times. I've come in 8th place 1 time. That's it. I think probably 1 time in all my 15 years, I didn't make it to the playoffs. I've never played fantasy football that I have not made into the playoffs. Always. Kansas City for life. Shout out to them KC boys. Looking good. I was going to pick Travis Kelce as my tight end. Travis is looking good. Yeah, draft in 2 weeks. He said Dre the Tampa Bay 12 of his fantasy league. Yeah, I do the 12-man league. I don't like the 14-man league. I think the 8-man league is too small. I think the 14-man league is too big. So I like you be able to pick 12, a league with just 12 players in it. He say wait till I join the league. That will change. Nah. Even we had a WhatsApp league last year, and I won that championship. Yeah. So I was in 3 leagues last year. Usually I do 3 or 4 leagues. This year I'm just doing 2 leagues. Yeah, Travis is coming back strong this year. Yes, he is. Recommended. Yeah. And he's being drafted like the 5th, 6th tight end. Man, you talking about getting a draft deal, Travis Kelce? I know he's 36, 37, but he's in shape. He's in better shape than Antonio Gates was when he left. And Antonio Gates had an excellent year when he was with the Chargers. But that's enough of that. Let's get back to tonight's topic. Let me change the music, gentlemen. Appreciate you guys being here talking fantasy football with your boy. And remember, tomorrow is movie night. So let's go here with the music. Okay, cool. Let's go here with the music, and let's get started with the video.
Plans.
Oh, that wasn't it. Let me take this down. And let's go right here. We're talking about China versus the United States. Why are black men happier in China? In this video, we're going to look at the 3 L's. First one is lifestyle, meaning the cost of living, medical, all the good stuff that has to do with that. Number 2 is going to be the laws. Number 3 is going to be love or the ladies. So we're going to look at all 3 of those this evening, gentlemen.
They use slave labor, and China doesn't pay their people as much money as they make here. aren't valid arguments to say that China is bad and the United States is good. Because we may pay the people that work in this country higher wages, but the cost of living in the United States well exceeds the cost of living in China.
Okay guys, I'm gonna show you something from my home. This thing I bought recently to compare the price in China and the United States. These lighters, my friend bought 50 of them, cost $2.
He bought 50 of them for $2.
2 days ago, I bought this new refrigerator, $150, including the delivery fee. They will deliver.
That man bought a brand new refrigerator for $150.
This to my home. My pants. This pants is $3. Socks. This one, 100% cotton. 5 of them is $1.5. This one.
This is what a 24-hour spa looks like in China. First of all F&B is complimentary. This includes beers, wines,
So he had a spa, a regular spa in China.
lobster, caviar, sushi, sashimi, and you can eat as much as you like. It's all included in the price. And that's just the first floor. On floor 2 is the entertainment area, which has a full arcade including 2-man driving simulators, PlayStation 5s, and an e-gaming area. As we explored further, we found a relaxation room with beds you can sleep in overnight, a free ice cream station, and as much beer as you can possibly drink. The beverage selection is absolutely insane, and you can help yourself to whatever you like. There's also a relaxation room which you can fall asleep. They even give you duvets. And now onto the spa facilities. They've got the biggest sauna I've ever seen in my life, which has an ice bath inside it, a steam room, and a gym. And all of this costs less than $100 per person.
A 90s-born young man from Xinjiang secretly set up a self-service phone case printer in Kazakhstan without telling his family. Every day, he would go to the shopping mall and railway station to replenish phone cases for the machine. The machine has dozens of phone models.
A phone case maker. Now that's a good business, an automatic phone case maker machine.
After paying, the machine starts to print automatically. The cost of a phone case is $1.5 and the selling price ranges from $20 to $50. In less than 3 minutes, a beautiful phone case is printed. Please remember to put the clips in the recycling box.
Buying them for $1 plus. Look at that. That's United States right there. Oh, okay, China. That's the your subway, China.
It now takes China 77 seconds to make a car.
Let that sink in.
So in this factory, the Xiaomi SU7 is sold for about $30,000 and it takes 77 seconds to make. What the shit?
China might not make as much per month as we do in the United States, but China doesn't have to pay for like silly things like healthcare or quality of life conditioning things like dentists and all of that kind of stuff.
Hey everyone, today was the first time that I went to a dental office here in China. The price was so cheap compared to the United States, and you may be shocked to hear some of the numbers that I'm going to share with you today in this video. So back in the US, our dental insurance plan costs $30 a month, which is $360 a year, right? And that includes 2 free dental cleanings. Something very interesting about here in China is that dental insurance is pretty rare. And the reason for that is because going to the dentist and doing regular cleanings and things like that is very, very cheap. So if you had insurance here, it just wouldn't be worth it.
Let's talk about healthcare in the US. I'm in China right now. I broke my Achilles and I've been going to the orthopedics for the last month. And the healthcare system in China is insanely good. It shits on the US. Let me just tell you a few points. An MRI in China is around $200, $300 US. I think in the US it's 10 times that price, if I'm not mistaken. I've been getting MRIs left and right. Yes, I have really good insurance, but I can pay out of pocket if I needed to. Another thing is, it's so efficient here. You get here, you're taken in. There's no waiting. In the US, you're filling out forms, you're waiting 30 minutes, right? In the doctor's office, there's no waiting here. I've been at 2 hospitals today for two different things. seamless.
In the States, most hospitals are private businesses. In China, however, the majority of hospitals are publicly run by the government, with few being privately owned. Public ones are generally cheaper, but what you save in money, you pay for in time and quality of service. Private hospitals are known for having more VIP services and updated facilities, but if a major emergency happens, they may have to send you to a public hospital because they're usually better equipped with the latest technology. And lastly, if you're super loaded, there are international departments within some larger public hospitals that you can go to. These are sort of like mini private departments, offering top-notch services and lower chances of overtreatment prescriptions.
Life-saving information like this is what happens when we start listening to each other. A people to a people. The mass joining of Red Note has had some surprising results. The basic gist, though, is Americans are realizing that we have been lied to, that we are not free.
And the cost of food there is cheaper than it is here.
What can $1 buy in China? 5 onions, 1 cabbage, no, 7, 6 broccoli for 1 month salad, 5 eggplants, 1 pumpkin, 8 tomatoes. House school of Jasmine. Guess how we eat that? If you want to know more news about China, leave a comment. It's Mimi here. Bye.
China-US differences, 14. In China, not having fruit around the house is like Americans not having potato chips. This isn't a matter of self-control or choosing to eat healthy, it's cultural. Because of this, not only are there way more varieties of fruit in China, but they have even more buying choices. Small farmers even sell it on Douyin, the Chinese TikTok. On TikTok, if I search Apple, all I get is Apple products and Apple accessories.
Wow.
If I search apples, I get ultra-processed snacks, candy, Apple accessories, Apple cider vinegar vitamin gummies, and other cheap electronics.
Perfect for on the go, and my kids think that they're a treat.
If I search Apple in Chinese, I get Apple's official account, followed by hundreds of live streams and videos of people selling all different kinds of apples straight from their farms. So in China, you can grocery shop on TikTok.
Do you want to see the prices of the grocery stores in China? Follow me. 5.4 per gallon for milk. Red cabbage, 50 cents. And this lovely pepper is 69 cents. And we have all kinds of fresh eggs such as peacock eggs, ostrich eggs, and soft-shelled turtle eggs. Around $2 per pineapple. Finally, the meat. Less than $4 for fresh beef. How do you think? Is it cheaper or more expensive than your countries?
China is so different from the US. So just left mainland China on a bullet train right now heading to Hong Kong. A couple things that I noticed. So stayed at this 5-star hotel in China. The lobby was on the 95th floor. Every room was 95th floor up. They turn off the lights to the city. Every building, everything's completely dark, like at 11 p.m. They only serve water hot or room temp. Hot before you eat, which I think helps with digestion. And then like room temp, we almost never got cold water. Everybody's super respectful. Their food is extremely fresh. No is never an answer. When going to the factories and everything else, even for like some of the machines that I'm looking to manufacture, and said, hey, I want to make some adjustments and changes. They said the engineer can do it. You know, a door I liked for the house, I want it to be 15 feet instead of 8 feet. No problem, we can get it done. So like literally anything that you ask, they can figure it out and do it. They never say no. Everything's just amazing.
Look at there. Look at there. Just beauty on beauty.
For the typical American, there is a lot of confusion about what life is truly like in China. When I tell them how modern the cities are, people are shocked. When I tell them about how low the prices are, people are shocked. Less than $4 for a Michelin recommended meal. This round trip subway trip cost me 2 yuan, which is 28 US cents. For my 3-bedroom apartment with a balcony located downtown Chengdu, my rent is $556 per month. But
y'all better let that sink in. This sister said for a 3-bedroom downtown, balcony included, furniture included, because most of these spots that we usually get when we travel, furniture is included. $550 a month? Come on, man. Come on, man.
But my job pays half of that as a benefit, which means I only pay $278 a month for my apartment. Each month, I think I spend approximately $75 on groceries. The quality of my lifestyle in China is much better than the quality of life I had living in the US. My name is Elise Lightyear. I'm 35 years old and I moved to China in 2019.
Shout out to Elise.
So we are living the American dream in China. Yep, you heard it right, the American dream. So we have been living in China for a year and some months now, and many people have this thought that when it comes to living in China, there are a lot of things that you can't do that you could do in America. But in reality, we live a completely normal life in China. We have a beautiful home, access to affordable groceries and healthcare, and so much more. Anything we want to do in America, we can literally do it in China as well. And even though we are all the way across the world away from America, we literally still get to enjoy the things we love, such as sports and even the food we miss. So we aren't as out of touch as you think we are. As people, we deserve options, right? We look at it like this. There are many countries in the world to choose from, so why not date countries and see what you like as well? This term, the American dream, has been around for so long, and I'm pretty sure you have heard of it. But what if your American dream isn't to live in a big house with a white fence, kids, and a dog in America? The world would be quite boring if everybody's American dream was the same. Your American dream may be to live on a beach in Thailand or somewhere, or even a countryside home in Europe. You just never know. Follow for more videos like this.
So it's a relative term to sit here and say that China is somehow you're treating everybody with slave labor rates and they're not making a lot of money and people are working their butts off. When the reality of it is there are tons of people here that are working their butts off and still can't make minimum wage or can't make the minimum level of living. The fact of the matter is that China has almost zero poverty, yet the United States is at 11.4%. China is 10 times bigger than the United States, and they're almost at 0% poverty.
When you look at the lines here, you can see that people in China get to buy twice as much of the same stuff as we do for the...
Every country in Asia, Africa, and Latin America, starting 40 years ago, had as their number one goal to get out of the poverty in which they had existed and to become, like many of them thought of the Western world, Europe, North America, and so on. They all wanted to do it. One country did it. China. If you want to understand why the Chinese are going to be the country to deal with in all of your remaining lifetimes, that's why. They're the model. They grew further, faster than anybody has. They overcame poverty for a very large part of their population.
I understand why they want to block things from China. Because they're better. Average rent in the US is $1,500 compared to $300 in China. Utilities including electricity, water, heating is going to cost you about $150 compared to $50. Internet costs you about $50 compared to $10. Groceries are going to cost you about $300, while in China, $100. If you dine out once or twice a day, it's going to cost you $50 to $100 compared to China, $20 to $40. Transportation is $70 to $150 a month compared to $10 to $30 a month. The only area US wins in is gasoline from $3.50 a month, and in China to $4.50 a month. Healthcare, including basic visits, is going to cost you $100 to $300 versus $10 to $50. Childcare, $1,000 to $300. Education, $10,000 to $2,000. And there's a lot of things that I left out in the healthcare system where a lot of things are cheaper. Even the premiums. Might as well just go visit there.
Name one job that will be here in 10 years, and I will show you a robot that's already doing it. Go to Boston Dynamics YouTube channel and tell me that they don't already have a robot to replace anything that you have to say. And then there's this amazing Instagram page I've been following for the last 4 years. Every time somebody says, oh, well, what about a roofer? Bro, a roofing robot was invented 2 years ago. On top of the roof, it will remove the shingles and install new shingles all as it's going over top of the roof. It's already happening. So people are like, oh, roofers, landscapers. Okay, cool. Let's look at the transportation industry. 7 million people work in the transportation industry. Uber drivers, truck drivers, logistical people. All of those people, 7 million people, are they going to be around in 5 years?
And I think I'm noticing one thing about Asia in general. I'm noticing one thing about Asia in general that's going to be out the United States as well as UK and Canada. They are embracing robotics and AI faster than we are. They have no problem with admitting, okay, cool, there's a robot that can do roofing. What else can we do? They have no problem with saying there's a robot that can pour coffee. There's a Starbucks that doesn't need anybody working in it. There's a grocery store that you could just walk in, get your products, scan, and walk out. You don't need to have a human interaction. They are ahead of us with getting comfortable with jobs as well as locations that don't necessarily need human interactions. That's one thing I noticed about Southeast Asia compared to the West. It's going to take us a couple of years. We still have presidential candidates as well as presidents that are selling us on the idea that truck driving is going to always be around. And it's not, gentlemen. That construction jobs are going to always be there's going to need human interaction. And these other countries have built skyscrapers after skyscrapers with very little human interaction. But we've got politicians in the United States that'll tell you that the auto industry is going to be coming back when we just saw them say that it only takes 77 seconds to build a car in a robotics factory. They're going to be so many light years ahead of us. They're going to be used to seeing robotics walking down the street, rolling down the street. I just saw one video the other day. I wish I would have downloaded it. This dude was like on the 60th floor. No, I want to say that high, like 30th floor, right, of his building. How come a drone flew up to his apartment balcony, reached out its arm? The dude paid with his card, like like when we do in Colombia, you just swipe, bleep, pay. And then once he paid, the drone handed him the Domino's pizza and flew away. I'm like, Americans ain't ready for that. Americans are not ready to see a drone delivering pizzas. Americans will steal that drone. Man, as soon as that drone get up on us, we're going to take that drone, dog. Americans will shoot that drone down just to be shooting at something. We are not ready. We want to be advanced, and I'm not hating on us. We want to be advanced, and we're going to be advanced. But do realize it's not all about the creation of the robotics, but it's also the acceptance of the robotics that needs to take place as well. And we in the West aren't ready to accept it. We aren't ready to accept AI as fast as AI is moving. We aren't ready to accept some of these tech jobs that are going to be available. That's why Theo is having us in class. It's sad to say. He said, brothers, sharpen up your lightsaber techniques for real. The drones are coming. Yep. He said, I thought China was more advanced in some areas, but they are really heavily westernized for heavy industry. American and Europe engineers teach them a lot about heavy engineering. or a heavy industry. I can agree with that. Thanks for the tips that you've been giving. He said Japan has embraced AI and robotics heavily because of the old population and the labor shortage. Absolutely correct. Their population is older and they don't have as many young people being born. China will have the same problem. U.S. companies use a lot of robotics, but we have less commercially. Yep. Absolutely correct. He said, never bring up the smog in the air. I do agree with that too. And I've heard quite a bit about parts of China dealing with the smog. I've heard that as well. Shout out to my man, John. John said, man, he said, Dre, I'm headed to Cali on Monday, August 8th for the Afro Petronio. It's the 8th today. So you must mean the 11th. I think the 11th is Monday for the Afro-Colombian Festival. Right now, I'm in Santa Marta. Let me know when you get here, brother. Let me know when you get here. A lot of us meet up at Rico Richie on Tuesday evenings. Rico Richie on Tuesday evenings. And that's in Granada area. It's a restaurant that's a restaurant and bar that's owned by one of our brothers from Atlanta. Let's continue on with the video. Great information that you guys are sharing in the comment section as well. Let's go here. That's a big Louis Vuitton case.
Find light in the beautiful sea. I chose to be happy. You and I, you and I.
Oh yeah, Eric.
Yet, the United States is only 381 million people, and we're at almost 14% poverty. How do you justify that and then tell me that China has slave labor, that China's doing this and China's doing that, and China's difficult to work for, and they have a lot of regulations. Yes, they also have healthcare, clean food, clean living, nice places to live, and infrastructure that's actually modernized.
Welcome to Shenzhen Metro, but more importantly, welcome to the future. I'm speechless. This is Gangsha North Metro Station. It connects quite a few lines here, 2, 8, 10, 11, and 14. It is amazing. It's like something out of a science fiction movie. And I know what you're thinking. Look at the size of this place. This is just one metro station. This is not an airport. Let me just clarify. This is not an airport. This is one single station on Shenzhen's vast metro system.
You know, construction for the Francis Scott Key Bridge, which is 1.6 miles long, when it was built in 1977, was 141 million bucks, about 740 million in today's dollars. Today, they're estimating to repair, that's the bridge that collapsed in Baltimore. They're saying it's going to cost, $2 billion or more to repair that bridge now, 40 years later. California's bullet train project in 2008 was supposed to cost $40 billion. We're 15 years into this thing. We've spent $18 billion. They're now asking for $140 billion total to build a 171-mile track. That's a billion a mile. That's $1 billion a mile. Let me just tell you this other fact. China just spent $300 billion to build 16,000 miles of high-speed rail. They're spending $18 million a mile. That's 2% of the cost of the California high-speed rail system. 2% per mile. We are 50 times more expensive than China.
That's wild. Taking us 20 years to build a bridge, 15 years to build a tunnel.
I'm gonna tell y'all the difference between paying rent in China versus paying rent in America. I'm gonna give you the whole rundown from start to finish. So I have a 4-bedroom condo in China, 2 bathrooms, balcony, top floor, nice view. I'm gonna show y'all whenever I go back. I'm not there right now. but I'm gonna show y'all when I go back. So the whole process, what it took for me to get this apartment. I had my translator go on the Chinese app and I scrolled through, I don't know how many apartments. They had so many apartments available for rent. Found the one that I liked, called the owner, set up the appointment. Bro, I literally moved in the next day. I didn't have to do no credit check. Nobody asked me for my income. Didn't have to show nobody my bank account. I literally just signed the contract, 2-year lease, passport, paid the cash. Look, fully furnished apartment. I didn't need to buy no couch, no chairs, no bed, no counters, no TV, no dryer, washing machine. Everything came with the apartment. $600 a month, water included, and just like little stuff like toothpaste, soap, a couple extra blankets. That's it. I was set. So I paid the deposit, but I get that back whenever my lease up. It's so hard for some people to move into an apartment just off their credit. So the fact that I can go to a country I don't even speak the language and have so much freedom is crazy. Some people might comment and say, oh, $600 expensive in China. Y'all gonna find a way to complain. Why when somebody is trying to motivate and inspire people to travel, y'all want to be negative? When the last time rent has been $600 in America? In the 2000s? 25 years ago? 20 years ago? Well, what's the problem? I'm not understanding. Y'all don't know Chinese people. I have real Chinese friends that barely speak English. Trust me, y'all think they so cheap? Chinese people are the definition of wealth. Want to experience a rich lifestyle? Hang around Chinese people. American rich and Chinese rich is two different things. I'm telling you right now, I experienced it. I know people that's making 40 million a year and they've been doing this for the last 5-10 years. Guess what? They don't even like foreign cars. What's the first thing you see a millionaire do in America? You're gonna know he has money from the material stuff that he buys. You'll never know if a Chinese man has money or not. You will always know if an American person has money or not. That's the difference between Chinese people and American people. If you notice in the West, when we start making money like in America, our expenses increase. But Chinese people, their expenses stay low. They know how to manage money. They producers, they produce everything. They don't really consume that much. Like clothes, cars, house, it's people that I know that pay rent. And this is why they continue to make money every single day, every single year, because they know what's an asset and they know what's a liability. If they feel like it's something that's going to make them lose money, they're going to cancel it. But here in America, even though we're going to lose money buying something, we like the image of it. Because people care about image so much here, even though something you can buy can make you lose money and goes down in value, you still buy it because of the image of it. But Chinese people do not care about that. They don't care about image. They want real results. They want a flourishing company. They want to make this amount of money every single day for 10 years. That's the type of goals they got. Make sure y'all follow me on here and Instagram. I'm going to keep y'all updated on my whole journey, what I've seen, what type of opportunities I have. Even if I can help some of y'all go to China, if I can. There's so many opportunities. So I'm going to start making videos to get y'all updated with everything in China. Because I know it's a lot of people that's just missing that one connect that can actually help them and change their life. So if I can be that person, let's do it.
Okay, no. Before we go any further, let's go to the comment section. Shout out to you guys once again. Let's scroll up. And let's see. Shout out to my man Black Nubian. He said the U.S. might be headed to the dark ages at this pace. In comparison, yeah. He said, I drove 17 years professionally in Toronto Transit Commission. He said, from what I've seen in Asia and Europe, they are decades ahead of us here in the West in regards to transit and rail services. I kid you not. I didn't appreciate the transit services and the train services until I got to Europe. And I realized and I saw how fast we could get from one country to another country by way of train. I'm talking about hour, 2 hour, 4 hour, 5. Man, I mean, you can hit so many countries, man. So when I sit back and I watch now, after experiencing the beauty of the rapid train systems, I can understand how a person can go from one part of China to the next part of China within a few hours, if not within an hour. I appreciate that. I would have never appreciated that in the West because it doesn't exist. Amtrak is Amtrash compared to what's going on around the world. So I can understand that definitely. T-Max says this. He said, I will say that that they like Black Americans in China. They are not as nice to Africans. I've heard that before. Some ignorant people say that they are racist, but they are more classist, like Colombia. They see Africans as poor. They see them as poorer. My man Derek says this, shout to D. He said, just so that you know, another guy landed a cloud roll from the, shout out to the brother. Yes, sir. A cloud roll from a cloud class. Yes, sir. And if you guys don't know what we're talking about guys that are in Theo Wolf's cloud engineering classes that are getting their certifications and getting employment, getting jobs, getting these high 5 and 6-figure jobs. Shout out to the brother that got that. My man T-Max says this. He said, I even attended Chinese ceremonies with the vice premier of their country. He said, and many high-level executives. Some of these people exaggerate, though, about China. They definitely care about saving face. And that's just globally. That's so true. He say, bro is clearly talking about Chinese men. We already know how their women get down. Yes, sir, Esco. And Bill says this. Shout out to Bill in the building. He say, facts. We are trained to be. I like when he said that in regards to them between producers and consumers. He said, we are trained to be consumers, not savers from Jump Street. Absolutely correct. Shout out to all you guys that are here. Let's go back to the video. Let me move me out of the way.
Problem. TV broadcasting in China is free, and internet is something I will do my best. Let me show you. My high-speed internet is like $10 per month. $10 internet also including my phone bills, like my 5G data, 30 gigabytes per month, unlimited phone call, unlimited text. Also in China, the 5G covers everywhere. As long as you have people there, they have 5G internet. Like in the countryside, you have good 5G internet. We don't have Netflix in China, of course, but we have other companies doing the similar thing. Their price is like $10 to $30 per year. Not only we don't have property tax, we also don't have home insurance. We don't need home insurance. Our home is built by concrete. The maintenance fee is super low compared to United States. You can just ignore it. Someone may ask, what if you got earthquake if you don't have house insurance? Well, if that horrible thing happens, the government will help you. So altogether, you can see the cost of living in China is very low. Not like in capitalism, they try to take every single penny out of your pocket. Oh, right, one more thing. We also have HOA fee. The HOA fee, including all the public area maintaining and the elevator, stuff like that. My home price is like $25 per month. If you don't pay HOA fee for 5 years or 10 years, no one have rights to sell your home. It's protected by the law. And of course, everyone can afford HOA fee in China.
This is an airport in Beijing capable of serving up to 100 million passengers per year. This is a drone delivering food to me in a park in Shenzhen. And this is me in a driverless taxi traveling around Wuhan. This is what a metro station looks like in China. And this is me relaxing in first class on quite a lovely journey across China on the largest high-speed rail network in the world. This is the 1,000 tree sky garden in Shanghai.
Wait. Hold on just a second. Before we start this video,
I just want to clarify something. This video is not sponsored by any company, country, or government. And I'm not part of any MCN. I am just one man with a camera. I take that camera, I turn it around, and I show you guys my life here in China. That's it. It's just me. I edit my own videos, Zhao, my wife, does the subtitles, and Lincoln, our little boy, well, he's just a cutie pie. I'm simply just showing you my life here in China and what I see here. Now, having said that, on a daily basis, I receive hate comments from Westerners who are claiming that what I say and show you guys about China is not true. Firstly, these people who are saying this are not even in China and have never been to China. And secondly, receive all of their information about China from a very corrupt and biased Western media that presents a distorted, negative misrepresentation of China, influenced by their political and economic agendas. These people are telling me what I say about China is not true.
I would take that over the desperation that most people in America have when they're trying to figure out whether or not they can pay their electric or buy food this month. Let me know what you guys think. Really, truly, I want to hear what you guys have to say, and I want you to follow me and repost this.
Before we look at the apartments, the one thing that I can say about China, South America, most of Southeast Asia, most of Canada, as well as other locations, they don't try to sell themselves to be utopia. The United States does. See, if we didn't sell ourselves with this egotistical, utopian, if you don't live here, you're living everywhere else is trash. If you don't live in the US, Canada is trash. If you don't live in the US, UK is trash. If you don't live in Australia, Australia is trash. If you don't live in the US, we sell ourselves as if we are utopia. As if nothing goes wrong, as if it's perfect. And if it wasn't for social media and everyday people posting, if you just depended on mainstream media and cable, other countries will never know that many of us are living in a house of cards in the United States. That's the difference between when we look at China. They never sold themselves as if they were utopia. That's the difference between looking at the Philippines. Philippines have never sold themselves as if they were utopia. That's the difference between looking at Brazil or Colombia or Germany or France. None of these countries have tried to sell themselves as if they were the countries of perfection, except one country, us. It's us. The reason why the brother was saying that he cannot convince Americans to get a passport and come on out to China, see for yourself. The reason why the white guy was saying the same thing that the brother was saying, you guys come in my comments and you tell me I don't know what I'm talking about, but you've never been to China. You've never been to the Philippines. You've never been to Thailand. You try to tell me you've never been to Mongolia. You've never been to Cambodia. But you go in the comment section and try to tell me about these countries, but you've never been here. Why do Americans do that? Because we have been sold through propaganda that we live in utopia. Even when we complain, we're better than other countries. We know our food in the United States is made of rubber and plastic, but hey, it's better than other countries. We know our houses and apartment buildings are dilapidated compared to other countries, but it's better than other countries. We know we got gang violence, drug violence, couples that are deleting each other, racial violence, but hey, we're better than other countries. As a black man, I could go to China and somebody can talk about me. Look at that old black guy right there with the Asian girl. He looks like a gorilla. That's the worst that I'm gonna get. Let racism hit in the United States. They still hanging y'all and swinging y'all off trees to this day in the United States. They dragging y'all behind pickup trucks in the United States. Police still pistol whipping y'all in the United States, and you want to cry about the little measly racism that you might experience if you in Panama, measly racial experience that you might experience if you are in Colombia, measly racial experience that you might experience when you're in Italy, compared to what you deal with and our people deal with in the United States? Are you crazy? But since we sell ourselves with this utopian perfect country, nothing goes wrong in our country mindset, we sell that to the rest of the world. We actually believe it. So we can't see other countries as being just, hey, a great place to live if you don't want to live in the United States. That's why it's so easy for us to go into comments of all these other videos and talk about the flaws of other countries, because we've been sold that our country doesn't have any flaws in comparison to other countries. T-Mac says Japan totally owns everyone when it comes to mass transit. I definitely believe that. He said not only is it clear and reliable, but almost always on time. Ben, shout out to Ben being in the building. He say the Asian girls are curious about the big old dang-a-lang. That's the truth. Bill says this. He say only $10 a month for 5K. Y'all don't want to believe it. Why? Because our Wi-Fi is not $10 a month. So how can somebody else's Wi-Fi? It must not be any good. See, we in the United States, and I was one. I used to think, T-Mac, that because something was not expensive, it must not have been of good quality. Until I started using my passport, and then I realized most countries in the world are not overpaying for Wi-Fi, overpaying for medical, overpaying for school, overpaying for food, overpaying for a lot of things that I thought if you overpaid, it must be quality. And why? That's part of the utopia that's been sold to us. The price. Come to find out that the apartments or the houses that some of you are getting in other countries for a fraction of the price make the apartment that you got in DC or the apartment that you got in New York, and you're paying $5,000 a month for that apartment, but it is trash compared to a $500 apartment in some of these other countries, including China. And we're going to look at that in a moment. T-Mac says he's not saying that they have limited global access. They filter programming, and only international hotels get global news channels. They need a government license for certain channels. T-Mac says, I was in Beijing and President Xi, I hope I pronounced that correctly, was chosen. He said, watch CNN get blacked out when they talked about the Communist Conference. And we watched the full program on our computers using a VPN. And I do the same thing here in Colombia. Certain shows I can get in Colombia. And you guys do that. We who travel have to use a VPN every so often to get the news from here or get some information from there, or just watch a television show on Netflix from back home. So you use your VPN. It's very common. And a lot of times people say, well, if I go to another country, then I don't have the freedom to talk about political. I don't care. I'm gonna say something to you guys. For those of you that relocate to other countries, you're going to spend very little time giving a dang about their political landscape if it doesn't impact you. The locals can fuss about their political landscape. Yeah. But if I'm living in China, I don't care. You don't have the right to talk about the politician. Dude, I don't know half the politicians anyway. Are they bothering me? No. Are they bothering the cost of the food? No. Are they bothering the cost of my housing? No. What about my car price? If I buy a car in China, are they bothering that price? No. I don't care about them politicians. I don't care about the politicians in Colombia. Are they bothering my prices? No. If I'm not a local born Colombian, these political landscapes and movements have very little to do with me, even when I get my citizenship. I moved to other countries so I don't have to give a damn talk about a politician. I don't give a dude. We can fuss and cuss about Trump in the United States. That ain't changed nothing, did it? You got the right to fuss and let's say the difference between the United States and China. In the United States, you cuss and fuss about your politician. Did that stop the tariffs? Did that stop DEI and all these thousands of women have lost their jobs? What about the mass incarceration through ICE? You got the freedom to speak and talk about the president and talk about your congressman. You can talk freely. Did that stop anything? Come on, all you Americans with all the freedom of speech, you always talking about that. What did that change, Mr. Freedom of Speech? Nothing. ICE is still running up in schools and churches, mosques, and taking kids and locking them up. So don't think that you've been programmed to think that what you're able to do is so special. They've got the right to vote in China. You've got the right to vote in America. They can't say and broadcast certain things. You can say and broadcast certain things, and it ain't even help. When the last time y'all saw Trump not sign an executive order because of what y'all had to say about him on Instagram? Y'all heard his widow feeling on X, so he decided not to sign an executive. Trump, them politicians don't care about y'all having no freedom of speech. So let's get that one out of the way. When y'all talk about other countries where you can't say this in Thailand, or you can't say this in the Philippines, or you can't. It don't make no difference if you there or you in the States. What you got the freedom to fuss, and what does it change? Nothing. Nothing. You could go out in the United States with your picket signs and riot and all that. Did it change anything? What did they do? Put more police on you. All you do is that picket and picket and picket. What'd that do? Did they not put more police in your community? So try to pretend like our freedom of speech outside of the political landscape. You know, if you want to do it right, you go to your city council, you go to your politicians, you either run for office or you vote. All that is cool. But what I'm saying is the ability to fuss about something that China may not have that ability to fuss, ain't no difference. Your fussing don't give you no brownie points in the United States. None. Gas prices did not go down when we was fussing about gas prices, did they? What about your food? Y'all been fussing in the United States about that unhealthy trash of food that y'all eat on a daily basis. Did they stop making fake foods because y'all said something about it? Come on, America. Did they stop making fake foods? That's a yes or no question. Did they stop making fake foods because you got the right to fuss? You got the freedom of speech. Did they stop making them fake ass foods that we've been eating all these years? No. So that means your right to fuss and cuss really ain't done shit, huh? It ain't done nothing for us. So stop looking at other countries and judging them not having the rights to do certain things, to fuss and cuss, because you got the right to do it. It ain't done a damn thing for you, has it? You still got rubber bananas. Your salmon still got worms all in it. They got y'all eating meat called near meat. You ain't got that trash in no other country. Near me. Flint still got dirty water. Jersey still dealing with dirty water. Come on now. Let's be real. Y'all got the right to cuss and fuss in America. What has it done for us? They come to your community, black people. They put a hot ball in a 12-year-old's head in Cleveland. Boom. Did that stop them from having police brutality in Cleveland? Nope. 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 Y'all cuss and fuss every time somebody run up in the school and delete a bunch of kids. Did that stop people from deleting kids? Y'all going on the news and social media cussing and fussing and talking about they should change the laws. There should no way in the world kindergartners can't go to school in America without worry about being deleted. Change the gun laws. Did they change them gun laws? Y'all fussed and cussed about them gun laws. Have they ever changed them? You getting 600 on average. 600 delete cases or situations take place in the United States every year. Y'all cuss and you fuss about it. What has changed it? Nothing. Nothing. Did they stop assault guns? No. Did they change any rules or laws when the kindergartners, when they went up there and deleted the little Amish kids? No. What about when black people got deleted in Buffalo in the Target? Did that change all that? No. What about the people that got deleted in churches in the Carolinas? Did that change anything? No. So stop acting like, well, if I was in China, I wouldn't have the right to cuss or fuss about the politics. You got the right to cuss or fuss. And it ain't changed shit. Nothing. Tell me what has changed. Put in the comment section, my country 'tis of thee. Go ahead, put in the comment section, you having the right to cuss or fuss outside of vote, outside of running for politics, and outside of working with your local politicians or grassroots. Now I'm gonna say that again. Outside of your right to vote, just like these other countries, working grassroots, just like these other countries, working with politicians, just like these other countries. Other than that, your everyday just cussing, fussing, what does that change in your life? In your lifetime? Go put it in the comment section. I'll read it out loud. But one change has ever changed in your lifetime because we have the right to cuss and fuss about our politicians. If you right, I'm willing to admit I'm wrong, but I ain't never seen it. I ain't never seen none of us. We can get together, cuss and fuss and act the fool city council. We have sat up there on January 6th, kicked in the damn doors of our Congress, got Congress in the basement, scared for their lives, got sit up there with nooses, talking about y'all about to delete the Vice President Pence. After y'all did all that, what changed? You can't get no more fussing as an American when you got all white men and women in the United States kicking in the door of, they ain't in the halls of Congress. Like some of us go to our state department and we may protest and sit in the halls of our state Congress, Capitol building, and we protesting. These motherfucking white people on January 6th kicked in the doors, trying they best to find somebody to delete. These white people have gone to Nancy Pelosi's house, death threatening her and her husband. These people have set up there and destroyed a few years ago, set that detonation off in that federal building. I think it was in Dallas or the Texas area. The militia dudes. What did that change? Come on, put in the comment section. What did it change? What did all that cussing and fussing do that y'all did on January 6th? What did that change? Not a goddamn thing. So all of us red, white, and bluers that want to sit up there talk about other countries that ain't got the right to do something, you got the right to do it. And it ain't changed your motherfucking thing for you. Nothing. Your gas prices were still high. You still ended up with Trump. He's still signing executive orders. He's still sending out ICE out there. They're still building privatized prisons so him and his boys can get paid billions of dollars. They still gonna sit up there and give you propaganda excuses and make you feel good, even though you ain't got no money in your pocket like you're supposed to, even though the prices of a house is astronomical in the United States, even though it's too expensive to have medication and Medicare in the United States, but they slash Medicare. And also, they don't even know what they're going to do in the next 6 or 7 years with Social Security, and your grandmama going to lose 25% of her Social Security benefits. You got the right to say all that, and ain't none of that shit going to stop. Your grandmama still by 2033 is going to lose her Social Security benefits. They still going to build those prisons and put people in jail. They still going to ship Americans off who have no business being shipped off to federal prisons in El Salvador. They still gonna do it. So you having the right to fuss and cuss about it ain't a damn, don't mean shit. I got the freedom of speech. Get the fuck out of here. I got the freedom of, I'm an American. I got the freedom to speak. And what has it done for you? What has it done for you in your life? What has it done for your neighbors? What has it done for your city? Other than working with the grassroots groups in your community, other than using your right to vote, and other than working with your local politicians, other than those three things, what has your cussing and fussing done for you? Have we ever seen, we ain't even seen this shit with the Rodney King trial. They tore the damn city up, protested, and then tore it up. Whooped on white boys like whooping on white boys was a new motherfucking sport. Did that change anything for black people? Did all that whooping on white boys after the Rodney King trial, did that help anything for black people? To this day, they still putting bullets in the back of your head, ain't they? Oh, yeah, they yeah. Oh, yeah, they yeah. So selling yourself as an American that because you had a freedom of speech, that it is better than other countries, prove it. Put it in the comment section. China can't talk about their politicians the way that you do. Got you. You can. Got you. Put in the comment section, how you've been on this planet about 40, 50 years, right? Oh, almost 60? Cool. Tell me in your 60 years, your 30 years, what the hell you having the right to run off at the mouth has done for you. It ain't a damn thing for me. Nothing. No, I can complain about the political landscape, food. I can complain about medication. Tomorrow morning when I wake up, if I was in the States, it's going to be the same damn thing, getting worse. There's one thing that's guaranteed about if I lived in the States, the one thing that I've come to a conclusion with, if I was living in the States, no matter how much I bitch or no matter how quiet I was, I knew one thing when I woke up the next morning, it's going to be worse than what it was yesterday. Price is going to be higher than it was yesterday. Medication is going to be just like it was yesterday, expensive as hell. Politicians going to still be politicians no matter who I vote in. Racial issues going to still be racial issues. Some fool, while I'm yawning, some fool putting something in the chamber so they can go to a high school or a college and delete some kids. But you got the right of the freedom of speech. And y'all better sell that product to somebody that ain't ever lived in America before. Sell that to the foreigners. It sounds good to them. I'm an American like you. You can't lie to me and I can't lie to you. So if y'all ain't putting nothing in the comment section to prove how wonderful your freedom of speech is. Freedom of speech has got many people deleted. As we well know as black people. and they were telling us the truth, as we will know as black people. I'm not black, I'm Oche. Okay.
Stone me if you must, but point out where I lie. Stone me if you must, but point out where I lie.
Stone me if you must, but point out where I'm lying. Let's go back to the video. We're about to look at these homes. We are about to look at these homes. Come on, preach, T-Mac. Preach. It's the same thing that I do here. If you want to know the secret of how I deal with the political landscape of every country I go to, even back home, when I go back to the States, here's what I do. T-Mac summed it up. I just keep to myself about my political feelings abroad. And I do that when I get back to the States. Other than voting or volunteer work with the grassroots organizations or working directly with a politician, when it comes to my personal opinion of politics, even when I'm back home in the States, I keep my motherfucking mouth shut. Because ain't no use of talking about it anyway if I ain't voting, if I ain't working with politicians, and I'm not volunteering with grassroots groups. He said, I don't criticize other governments at all politically. Absolutely correct. Some countries want foreigners to mind their business. So do I. Absolutely correct. I've been here almost going on a decade. I can tell you very little on a continual basis about the political landscape of Colombia, as well as I could tell it in the United States, about the United States. I stay out of folks' business. I don't ask Colombians about